Ahead of International Women's Day on March 8th, we sat down with Astro's Datuk Rohana Rozhan to ask her about how tech can be a great gender equalizer, women she admires, and Astro's role in getting girls to stand up and be counted. How has it been for you as a woman in tech, in terms of like the challenges and the barriers that you've seen? It's been a very interesting year for women's advancement. How does that make you feel, though, being a woman in tech?
I'm not really sure what that means, women in tech, but ultimately we're about being in the corporate sector, about building a continuous sort of sustainable value as a business. And in today's world, nobody can run away from embracing technology as an enabler. So in terms of challenges and so on, I would like to think of it as just overall. It doesn't matter whether it's on tech or whatever, the numbers does not lie at the moment. If you look at globally, and I think it's extremely important for us in Malaysia to know it's not just a Malaysian phenomenon, this is a global phenomenon. On average, I think there are 5 out of 100 female CEOs around the world.
Yeah.
It doesn't vary very much from first world countries to even Malaysia, for instance. So I think that is an issue. It is something that you see that has been getting a lot more focus. And actually, I'm actually encouraged by that. And I believe that tech is going to be the game changer. And I think with people embracing technology, it opens up a lot more opportunities, especially for women. So I think this is a game-changing time. I think with new technology and new disruptions, there are opportunities for women. But I also fundamentally believe that women themselves must put their hand up and want it badly and know what it takes and are able to commit to it.
What do you feel that women do bring? You know, your many years dealing with a boys' club in some instances.
I think fundamentally businesses and leaders and business owners and investors must realize that ultimately, in order for a company to succeed, especially a B2C company such as an Astro, is that we have to, as much as possible, be diverse enough, be complementary enough to reflect the marketplace. So for instance, I mean, we are ultimately a B2C company, so we have, and if people actually really think about it, a business opportunity comes from our ability to empathize and to solve society's problems.
Yes.
And to solve the customer's problems. And the reality is the best chance we have to do that is to reflect in our workforce, the marketplace.
Not enough girls are getting into STEM education, which is science, technology. It's very obvious at certain levels. You say Astro is a B2C company. How does Astro, see an issue like that? I mean, where can you as a corporate responsibility actually help in that?
You take my family, for instance. I mean, I'm the only girl, and there's 3 of us. I've got 2 brothers. And if you look at our children, I've got a son, my brothers each have 2 daughters. So even if you look at our family, actually the girls are way weighted more towards science and math and tech than the boys. The pipeline of girls actually embracing more arts and creativity as opposed to science and tech. I think in today's world, there's no running away from science and tech. So it is a big worry not to have that pipeline. So I think even if you take Astro, for example, we are at the forefront of tech and all things that is technology in today's world. But the reality is, I don't even think, other than scholars we have in the pipeline in universities, that we actually have an engineer at a senior level who's female.
And that's quite a worrying thing at the moment.
It is extremely worrying,
yes.
In a way, because it's a choice that girls don't gravitate towards. But again, we're taking the action, we're asking people to put up their hand, And in terms of who wants to do tech, we're actually having scholarships given out to girls who actually gets entrance into to do tech programs at good universities. And we're actually embracing a lot of other initiatives, actually trying to put together summer camps for STEM. I think we do have a lot of responsibility and we do have a lot of influence. So hopefully we can galvanize ourselves and bring up the awareness. I mean, there's I was watching the other day a CNN Young Heroes program. They have snippets of program. There's this girl who's, her name is Christine Lee. I think she's in Stanford University now. She's only 19 years old. But I think at the age of 15, she started having camps for middle school girls predominantly, which is science camps, tech camps, to encourage 30 girls ages about 14 years old to come, and she conducts it with her friends. And so I said to my people, that looks really interesting. So they called her in Stanford, and the program that she started is already accredited by MIT. So we're working to bring the program here so that we can actually conduct camps for 14-year-old girls.
Who are the women you admire? You've mentioned obviously a couple that obviously meant a lot enough that you imprinted themselves on you, but who do you admire actually?
Well, actually I think ultimately the people I admire is like my grandmother. my grandmother to me, I mean, is a role model to me because she was an illiterate. Yet we all grew up on the stories, and she used to put the three of us to bed, and every day there's a different story, and it came out from a very, and you don't even understand how she knows them because if she can't read. And I remember what that did for somebody like me is it opened up a big world, and everything is possible. And if you listen to her stories, it's not about girls or boys. Girls and boys can become heroes in a way, right? So, and she's strong, she's independent, she woke up every day, she made kueh, she went to sell, she raised 2 girls, she put them through school, she insisted on them being educated so that they are financially and economically independent. So I mean, it's my grandmother who actually opened up the world for me, and who actually, you know, in a way makes me see that there are choices we make for ourselves, and we commit to it, and we wake up every day. Nothing's easy, but you wake up every day, you commit. But I think also what's extremely important for all of us, especially girls, especially when in a way it's against all these odds, right? Is for you to find somebody who believes in you and makes you feel like you're special, and you know, gives you the belief in yourself. So I think that's important.